The head of Alexander the Great carved on the sacred rock of the Acropolis of Athens in Greece. Yes, this is the complex of buildings at the Acropolis of Athens. And as we know, in most ancient cities, the temple was at the top of the mountain, the high spot. And even though it was so high, they would stand for thousands of years, and they were not even harmed by lightning. I guess it's because they knew how to build them. They were actually attracting lightning by their columns, as we saw previously from what we read about the Temple of Jerusalem, Solomon's temple. It seemed that the columns are somehow, these temples built on ley lines of the earth attract energy. And they also give off energy to the people that go there. It's beneficial to their health. But we've already talked about that. Here we have, right here in the middle of above the building with the yellow light, you can see the profile of Alexander the Great. I was shocked when I saw this. I'm translating this from a Greek article. And why should he not be carved on there? It's not on this side, it's on the other side, basically. This is usually the picture that we see of the Acropolis. Very nice, but it's on the left. It's basically, his profile is on the left, on the side where the moon is. It's on the left of that building there. And why should they not carve his profile? After all, he saved the Greeks from the Persians. He was the one that did away with the Persian Empire. And it was also a prophecy concerning Alexander the Great. In the book of Daniel, the archangel Gabriel went and told the prophet Daniel of the little horn coming out towards the big horn of the Medes, the Persians. And he would be reigning for 10 years, and his kingdom would be divided into 4, and none of his heirs would take it. And that's exactly what happened with Alexander the Great. When Alexander the Great unified Greece, he went to Jerusalem, to the Temple of Jerusalem, and the high priest there told him of the prophecy given by Archangel Gabriel to the prophet Daniel, being for him. And after he went to the Temple of Jerusalem, he went to Egypt, and he asked the high priest of Egypt there if he was the son of God. And they said, yes, you are the son of God, of a god, because they knew that he was the biological son of Nectanebo, the pharaoh, who had to flee for his life from political problems in Egypt, and he went to Thessaloniki of northern Greece, and he stayed at the king's palace, King Philip's palace, while Philip was away, and he stayed with, of course, the queen, Alexander's mother, Olympias. But King Nectanebo, the pharaoh of Egypt, let's remember all these people there spoke Greek, he pretended he was a magician, a high magician. And he had intimacy with Alexander's mother, Olympias. And he was giving her all these potions that would make her very drowsy and sleepy, and was telling her that she would give birth to a son of a god, and that's what she told Philip when he came back from his conquering, found his wife pregnant. And that's why Philip was very angry with her and divorced her, married a younger woman, had another son. In fact, disowned Alexander, and as not being his son, because even Olympias, the mother of Alexander, kept on telling him, he's the son of a god. He's the son of a god. Okay, anyway, the Egyptians knew that he was the son of Pharaoh Nectanebo. That's why he said, yes, you are the son of a god. Because, of course, the Pharaoh is a god to the ancient Egyptians. Now, Alexander the Great lived about 330 BC. And as we know, he defeated the Persians. And he went all the way up to the end of China. He had been given an Atlantean weapon called the lightning rod of Zeus, which he buried there. We did a video on this a couple of videos back, a couple of days back, he buried this lightning rod of Zeus. It was written in a column in a stele that was engraved by his generals, saying King Alexander reached up to here. He reached at the end of China before the sea, which opposite the sea there was Japan. He says, we have hidden the lightning rod of Zeus very well, but a copy of it is in a Nepal Buddhist temple up to this day. But why should they not carve Alexander the Great's face? When the Acropolis was there, this was actually, there was an older Acropolis there, which was destroyed by the Persians, and Pericles built this in the golden age of Greece. And when Alexander unified Greece and took his enemies, and his enemies, of course, being, of course, the whoever he was attacking, he took their shields and put them all around the Acropolis, the bronze shields, all around the Acropolis, so that everybody in Athens would see them. And these shields, of course, would be very shiny, very bright. They were bronze, and it was something for the Greeks to be proud of, what they had achieved. That's what he did. And why should they not carve his face on the side of the mountain? So, going to translate this, are our eyes or minds lying to us? I don't think so. It very well looks like his profile, just like the profile that is seen on the coins of Alexander the Great. He's even wearing the ram's horns that show that he is has kyros, meaning the horn in antiquity meant that you have authority as a king, as a leader. And he was given this in Egypt. That's why we see him sometimes wearing these ram's horns around the side of his head. And just as we see here. Now, darkness cannot be seen as anything other than black, and yet we can represent the colors of things within it because we can see them. Of course, these are tricks of lights and shadows. They can create different images, but this does not diminish their magic, even their persuasion. How these illusions are created is not as important as their effect. And here are the points of the known head of Alexander the Great, as he's entered in the coin of the 100 drachmas of an ancient coin. The head of Alexander the Great on the sacred rock of the Acropolis. The head is made it's evident by the night lighting, and the photographs we can see if you come and observe it from the monastery, Monastiraki Square, which is below the area there. It's a very old area of Athens. It's very, very clear, and also in a place through thousands of humans can see it every day. It's a place where people mill around, tourists, and you can very, very well see it at night. So, this is translated for you from Diadrastika. And I'm very happy to see this. Next time I'm in the center, whenever that may be. In the meantime, we have the ability to see it this way because, you know, we are all on lockdown. I think a third of the world is on lockdown, if not more. I think the whole world should be on lockdown because it seems to me that this thing is everywhere. But this is what we have there. So hopefully you'll take this as a little trip to downtown Athens. And the weather here is terrible today. Very windy, very rainy, very chilly. But this is a summer photograph, and let's just pretend it's a summer. And we're taking a look at this as we walk around the sidewalks there. There's a pedestrian walk around there. So let's pretend we're walking in there and just looking at this lit by the night lights that light up the Acropolis. And this is what it looks like. Amazing. I'll leave links below for you for this. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.